Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar session where we'll talk about the available features that you have on the premium plan. We have updated our plan structure to better align with how our customers grow and use ShipStation. Our goal is to make sure that you're on the right plan for where your business is today, but also give you the tools to wherever you're heading next. With the new plan comes tools that bring more value, like branded returns, automation, and analytics, without the need for third party workarounds or extra fees. In this session, we'll cover the available features that you have on the premium plan, including our advanced returns management, enhanced order management, inventory, warehouse, and analytics. Now, I'll quickly talk about each of these features and some of the benefits that you might find with them. So, with our returns management, we offer several return options to help you manage your returns efficiently, whether that is through manual return, label creation, or if you do want like that self service customer portal where your customers can initiate their own returns. You're probably familiar with our branded returns portal, but these will still be available, giving you the option to customize your return options and have that flexibility to choose your return processes that best fit your business. A returns process is sometimes overlooked, but it can be a really key competitive point for you. And when your customers have a smooth returns process, they're more likely to buy from you again. And speaking of buying from you even more, if you sell on Shopify, you can now use our new Shopify returns and exchanges feature. So, this feature allows for you to build that self service return portal and experience, but also encourage your customers to exchange their item or their order for another item instead of fully refunding that order. So at this time, that returns and exchanges feature, it is only supported for Shopify, but there are more selling channels to come. If you do sell on different selling channels, just know you'll still have access to our native branded returns portal to provide that self service option for your customers. And we'll also have additional reporting and analytics on your returns in ShipStation. So we have that analytics built in so you can get visibility into that valuable data on your return reasons or trends to help you identify, if there's any return options that are being chosen frequently, such as if the incorrect item is being sent to your customers, and that's what's causing that return. And with that data, you can implement changes, either changing your products, reaching out to your supplier to change sizing, if anything, or implement different workflows into your ShipStation account or into your processes. Things like our scanning capabilities to verify that those items are correct before they're actually shipped out to your customers. We'll touch on that here in a moment. But next, we'll talk about some order management features that you've got access to. So you've probably seen or you've used our rate calculator in the past to try and find the cheapest service to ship an order. And while our rate calculator is a really great feature, it does take a few clicks and scrolls to use this feature and find that lowest cost service. So we've built a feature that helps find that cheapest service for you automatically. So that's our rate shopper feature. With this feature on the standard plan, you can also customize this so you can define which services you want the system to compare. You can also define any delivery time or service requirements. And then ShipStation will automatically find the best shipping service at the lowest cost. And you can apply that to your orders automatically. So it can ensure that the moment that orders import into ShipStation, that lowest cost service is selected on your orders, saving you that time having to browse, choose that service, and ultimately ensuring that you're paying that lowest cost shipping. So, with our rate shopper feature, we have seen our customers save an average of about 4% per label by letting the rate shopper feature help them make that best choice. And when coupling the rate shopper feature with other powerful automation tools that you'll continue to have access to, we have seen our customers reduce their clicks in their account by up to 40%. So, imagine what you and your team can do with almost half the amount of time back. Again, you'll continue to have access to being able to create an unlimited number of automation rules. Lastly, here, if you find that you're having to manually split orders into multiple shipments, you can now save yourself time and always ensure the right products are automatically split for you. This feature automatically separates orders into multiple shipments when items need to be fulfilled from maybe different warehouses or if certain products require special handling. So, those products with those unique shipping requirements can now be split into those multiple shipments automatically for you. All right. Next, we've got inventory features. So, in ShipStation, our new inventory features offer a cost effective alternative to some expensive IMSs. So, whether you're starting to realize that you need a place to track your inventory, or if you're using an IMS outside of ShipStation, our new functionality really makes us a great option and competitor. So, previously, if you were using our inventory, those numbers only lived in ShipStation and they couldn't be sent outside of ShipStation. So it required you to update your stock manually, which was time consuming and very error prone. So our new inventory sync feature can now send that ShipStation stock or the stock that comes into ShipStation over to your stores that you sell on. Now, we have several supported selling channels. If you're curious if your selling channel is supported, feel free to check out our help center. But some of these include Amazon, BigCommerce, eBay, and Shopify. So we can now send stock from ShipStation over to these stores. And this automatically updates your stores. So, whatever that latest available stock is in ShipStation, we'll send that over to your stores to ensure that that stock is being displayed accurately. When you're using ShipStation's internal inventory, it not only builds that centralized hub, so where you're shipping your orders out and managing your orders can also be the same place that you're tracking your orders. But using ShipStation's inventory also gives you alerts and warnings, and you can also set it to prevent you and your team from shipping orders that have low stock or are running out of stock. Additionally, with the inventory sync, you can track your stock in ShipStation and ensure that those numbers are shared with your selling channels. Now, some additional product features include lot tracking and product bundles. So, with product bundles, this not only ensures that you have your accurate stock levels tracked in ShipStation, but also makes it easier for your team to pick and pack those bundled products efficiently. Additionally, with the lot tracking, this is especially useful for those perishable items. So you can keep track of those items and when they expire. Additionally, helping you to track down that damaged inventory. So using lot tracking also improves your expiration control by having those first in, first out operations, as it allows for you to prioritize shipping those older items first before they go bad on the shelf. Next, you can streamline your warehouse operations and that picking and packing process with features that help you and your team fulfill your orders faster and more accurately. So, barcode scanners are typically an important tool in fulfillment workflows. And we have a wide range of actions that can be done with barcodes, including verifying and printing your shipments. So, ShipStation includes barcode scanning capabilities to both verify those products while your team is packing orders and initiates printing the labels for those shipments. These functions can be separated or paired depending on your workflow, but both of these options are available in the Scan tab. Now, barcode scanning can really replace a lot of your manual processes and even replace your mouse and keyboard altogether. However, using barcode scanners ensures you get to the right items every time. Next, a feature that can help you stay stocked is our Reorder Assist feature. ShipStation's Reorder Assist feature is designed to take the effort out of inventory forecasting and make the process quick and easy. This feature uses order history, sales trends, and a customizable time frame to estimate how much of a product you should reorder from your supplier. This will help you to avoid running out of items and keep things running smoothly. You can also use your mobile device or scanners to pick your ShipStation orders. So instead of printing your pick list and manually checking those items off as they're picked, mobile picking lets you scan barcodes to verify products, track the picking progress, and report issues in real time. The mobile app syncs with ShipStation, keeping everything up to date and logged automatically. Lastly, ShipStation Analytics is the integrated platform that transforms your complex shipping data into actionable insights. ShipStation's Analytics gives you a detailed and easy to understand view of your entire shipping process, from how well carriers perform to what you're spending. With clear data on your shipping expenses, you can find smart ways to cut costs and ultimately help you make better choices about carriers, service types, and packaging. On the premium plan, you'll be able to access downloadable and customizable dashboards, reports, and AI Assist, with more to come. With that being said, we'll go ahead and dive into these features and see how to set them up. So, moving on to my test account here, we'll get started talking about the rate shopper feature. So, again, that rate shopper feature allows for you to save automatically by setting up ShipStation to select the lowest cost shipping service for your shipments. To set this feature up, it'll be in your settings page. So, head to the gear icon at the top right hand corner of your account, then head to the shipping tab on the left hand sidebar and rate shopper. Now, these are some default rate shopper options, and these all have ShipStation carrier services associated with them. The way this feature works, and I'll use best value as an example, is the system is going to compare these services, stick to any delivery restrictions, and ultimately select the lowest rate based on these services. So, again, based on these services, the system is going to find that lowest cost service that's going to get there within 4 days and ultimately choose the lowest option. Now, we have a few options here. We have best value, cheapest is cheapest overall, and then fastest will be the lowest cost service that gets there within 1 day. And you can also build your own rate shopper options. So, if you have your own carrier connected and you want to pull from your carrier options, you can go ahead and click Create New, start with recommended or build from scratch, and then create your rate shopper option. Now, some examples that you might want to create are comparing different carrier services from either the ShipStation carriers and your own carrier account, or compare different economy services that'll arrive within a specific time. In this example, I'm going to go ahead and select some of my own carrier options to find the lowest cost service. So here I'll set the name to FedEx Rates and then choose my FedEx account and select a couple services here. I'll set a restriction here to 2 days and click Publish. Now that rate shopper option has been added to my list, and to apply it to your orders, you can do so either manually or automatically through an automation rule. To set it manually, you'll head to your orders, select an order, and in the service drop-down menu, you'll see that rate shopper option. To do this automatically, you'll build an automation rule. So head back to your settings page, head to automation on the left, automation rules, then create a rule. If you've created an automation rule before, you'll know that you can set rules to specific criteria or have a rule apply to every order or orders that match an existing filter. If you have questions over how to build automation rules, feel free to check out our Help Center. For this example, I want to go ahead and offer that 2 day shipping option to my customers that spend more than $50. So I'm going to go ahead and use specific criteria and select order total is greater than equal to 50. And I do want to be specific that I only want this to apply to domestic orders. So specify international is false. And now the action that you'll set is set rate shopper and choose that rate shopper option. and package type. Now, once I click Save Rule, anytime an order imports that's greater than or equal to $50 and is not an international order, the system is going to apply that FedEx Rate Shopper option to the order, ultimately choosing the lowest cost service that'll get there within 2 days. However, you can build these automation rules to whatever criteria you want to set. Either be specific here with your types of orders, such as orders with a specific quantity, orders that weigh a specific amount, or maybe orders that have a requested service. You want to build these rules to however they work for your business, but ultimately, that rate shopper option will ensure that the lowest cost service gets applied to your orders. Now that we have that rate shopper feature enabled, let's explore some inventory features, starting with inventory sync. So, with the inventory sync feature, you can eliminate the need for manual inventory updates and ensure that your inventory levels are always accurate and up to date on those supported selling channels. Some requirements that this feature has is you'll need to enable your inventory tracking. So, whether that is using ShipStation's internal inventory or connecting a 3PL or a Shopify inventory, you'll need to make sure that that is set up first. We won't cover how to enable inventory in this session, but feel free to check out our Help Center to learn how to set up your inventory solutions. If you don't currently track your inventory outside of ShipStation, whether that's through Shopify inventory, a 3PL, or FBA, you can certainly set up ShipStation's internal inventory. That does take a few steps, but again, feel free to check out our Help Center to learn how to set up that inventory. Additionally, you'll need to link your inventory warehouse to a ship from location. To do that, you'll head over to the shipping tab, head to ship from locations, edit your location, and that inventory warehouse will be linked here. That'll either be through an external source like that connected Shopify, FBA, or 3PL, or by using ShipStation's inventory. You'll want to make sure that your products have matching SKUs both on your inventory source and on your stores. Stock counts will only sync to products that have an exact SKU that match in the targets, which we'll talk about soon. Lastly, you'll need to make sure that your selling channels are connected to ShipStation. So, those supported selling channels that you want ShipStation to send those stock counts to, they'll just need to be connected here. Once you have those requirements met, setting up inventory sync is very easy. You'll head over to Inventory Management, Inventory Sync, and then you'll set your sources and your targets. The sources can be ShipStation inventory, a 3PL, or a selling channel like Shopify. This is where inventory will sync from. So, this will be your source of truth for your inventory. Now, you can select more than one inventory source here. And if you do select more than one, we'll send the total inventory between those sources over to your targets. And your targets are going to be those selling channels that you want to receive the updated stock counts from ShipStation. So I'm currently only tracking my stock in ShipStation. So my source is just going to be ShipStation inventory and the target. This is the selling channel that I want to receive those updated stock counts is going to be this Shopify. Now, if I did have more than one supported selling channel added to my account, I would see those listed here, and you can select more than one here. Now, once you click Save, the inventory stock that is currently in ShipStation will now be sent over to that target selling channel. And so, as you ship your orders out or if you update stock in ShipStation, we'll periodically update your target selling channels with that remaining available stock. Now, inventory syncs occur periodically throughout the day, but you can always head to the settings page and initiate a manual sync to send the current numbers over to your stores. So, if you recently updated your stock counts in ShipStation, for instance, and you want those numbers to be sent over to your stores, head to the settings page and initiate that manual sync. Now, speaking of ShipStation's internal inventory, if you're not currently tracking stock anywhere, ShipStation's inventory is a really great option. I'll quickly show you some of the inventory settings here that we have. So, for instance, you can have the system warn you if there is no on hand stock remaining or completely block a shipment from being created. So that'll ensure that if you don't have enough stock available, you're not accidentally shipping those out of stock orders. You'll also be able to see your stock counts directly in each order. So as you're creating your shipments, you'll know exactly how much of that product you have. So I'll head back to my order, open up this order here, and that stock column is displayed right here. Now, this stock column will also display in the order if you're tracking stock outside of ShipStation through like Shopify inventory, FBA, or like a 3PL. However, with ShipStation's internal inventory, you can view your stock levels and update stock directly in ShipStation by heading to the products page. As far as viewing your stock levels, you'll see it on the main products page on this inventory column, and this can show you how much available stock you have. If you're tracking stock outside of ShipStation and you've set that inventory source in the inventory sync setting, we can also view your stock counts on the external inventory tab here on the left. This external inventory again will rely on that source being set up under inventory sync and will only be able to view your stock counts on that external inventory tab. Those updates will need to be made on your inventory source. To update your internal inventory, that'll be on the inventory tab on the left-hand sidebar. You can either select these action buttons to add or remove stock, upload a CSV file with your updated stock levels, or use our Receive Stock feature to scan your products in. The Scan to Receive feature speeds up receiving your inventory and reduces errors by using barcode scanners. This process eliminates the need to manually import a CSV file or manually click on those action buttons to update your stock. One thing to note here, the scan to receive feature only adds stock to SKUs. It won't remove any existing stock. You can use this feature to quickly update stock levels with just a scan of the UPC or other barcode. You can continue scanning the same product to add to your quantity or modify the quantity here using your keyboard. You can also select the location where this product is stored. Or you can scan as many products as you're adding, even if it's not the same product. Once you click Add Stock, it'll add that quantity to your available stock. You can also use this feature to manage your returns. So, as you receive returned items back at your warehouse, you can scan them in to add that stock back to your inventory rather than doing so manually. Now, when it comes to your inventory, it is crucial to stay in stock to avoid selling out of your most popular products and avoid stockouts. This is why inventory forecasting is a critical element of inventory management, and ShipStation's Reorder Assist feature is designed to take the effort out of inventory forecasting and make that process quick and easy. We can help you to stay stock by predicting what you'll need based on your past orders. This feature looks at your order history, sales trends, and a time frame that you choose to estimate how much of a product you should purchase. To access this feature, you'll need to first select an inventory warehouse, select your product or products, and click the Reorder Assist button. It'll pull up this window that allows you to look back at your previous orders, set a forecast period, so how far into the future do you want to have enough stock for? And the system will adjust the reorder quantity under the suggested field based on how much product you've shipped previously. These options are all customizable, so you can adjust your sales trend here. Let's say you anticipate having a sales growth or seasonal changes. You can adjust that forecasted demand up or down. The lead time here allows you to enter the number of days it takes for the supplier to deliver your inventory. So, this helps to eliminate stockouts and delays. The buffer stock provides a cushion of days of extra inventory to reduce the risk of stockouts. Here, we also have a chart where you can view your order volume up to today with insider details. And again, it's powered by looking back at your order data history. Now, using this reorder assist feature will suggest how many units of a stock you should reorder. You can also adjust this quantity as needed. When you're done, you can either export this to a CSV file or create a purchase order directly from this window. Now, there are other ways that you can create purchase orders. With purchase orders, this can help you to stay on top of your inventory by streamlining a way to reorder stock directly from your suppliers that includes critical details, quantities, pricing, and even expected delivery dates. You can create purchase orders in three ways. You can do so manually from the Products tab using the Reorder Assist feature right here, or you can also duplicate previously submitted purchase orders from the Products tab. I'm going to close out here and show you where you can create purchase orders. So here on the Products page, on the left-hand tab, you'll notice Purchase Orders. So we can head here, then Create a Purchase Order. When you create a purchase order for the first time, you can add your suppliers here by entering their name and additional details, or select your supplier from your list. You can then add your products by scanning or typing in and click Enter. And you can either continue to scan your products to update the quantity or update your quantity using your keyboard. If your supplier SKU is different from your SKU, you can enter that here. You can add as many additional products as needed for your purchase order. Once completed, you can save and order or save and create another. Once you save your purchase order, you can view your open order and then download a copy of that PDF to send to your supplier. Soon we'll have the option in app to email your supplier directly. Once your supplier sends you your stock, you can head back to your open purchase orders and receive your stock by clicking the Receive Stock button. You can then scan your products to receive them or either accept all or reject all. You can reject stock if you had maybe defective items and then print out a received summary to send to your supplier for any rejected items if you need refunds or replacements. For this example, I'll go ahead and reject all and save. Now I can go ahead and print that received summary and then send this to my supplier for that refund or new items. Speaking of products, let's talk about how to configure your products with lot tracking, product bundles, and our auto split feature. We'll head to the products page. So let's say this product here is a bundle. Again, that would be this single SKU that has additional products associated with it. So here on the General tab at the very bottom, there is a toggle that you can enable if this is a bundled product. So let's say this product here, I also include additional items in this product. So I'm going to go ahead and add my components, and then you can enter the SKU for that additional component, the name, and the quantity. You can add as many components as needed that make up that bundled product. You can also enable this to show the bundle on the packing slip to ensure that those items are packed correctly. Again, when you've set up your bundles in ShipStation, we'll display the product bundle and the order details, which will allow for efficient picking and packing of those correct items and their quantities. And once you ship out a bundled product, ShipStation will auto-update the inventory levels of the component products. And if you're using Inventory Sync, ShipStation will also sync those numbers back to your stores. For Auto Split, that feature is on the Shipping tab at the very bottom. And here, the auto split feature will allow for you to split orders with this item into multiple shipments. Again, this feature automatically separates orders into multiple shipments when items need to be either fulfilled from different warehouses or when the product requires special handling, such as those products that might be oversized. You can specify how you want auto split to create those shipments by selecting either of these options. For exclusive bulk shipping, this will create a single new shipment for the full quantity of this specified product if it's in a multi product order. Ships individually will create a new shipment that contains a single quantity of that specific product. And ships on custom quantity, you can set the quantity cap for all orders containing this SKU. If an order contains multiple products under the same SKU, it'll be separated based on the quantity. Next, we'll talk about setting up lot tracking. Now, the ability to lot track in ShipStation is critical if you sell in the cosmetics or the food and beverage industries, and even the pharmaceutical industry. With lot tracking, you can trace a product back to a specific lot when an issue arises, and also track your products that expire to ensure that the oldest stock gets used first. Lots can be added manually directly in a product record or in bulk through a CSV import. I'm going to go ahead and enable this lot tracking manually directly in this product record. So to do that, I'll head to the inventory tab here. So let's say I have a snack company and I recently received a new batch of product, and I want to go ahead and keep those lot IDs and expiration dates tracked so I'm able to pack my orders first in, first out. So I'm going to go ahead and add stock, enter how much quantity I received, the lot ID, and the expiration date here. And I'm going to add the stock. So now my lots have been added. I'm going to go ahead and save. Once you create your lots in ShipStation, you can manage them by assigning lots to orders and picking products by lot. You can also display those lot IDs on the pick list. To add lot IDs to your pick list, you'll head to the settings page, head over to printing, printing setup, click on document options next to pick lists, and enable include lot ID and save. Now, to assign lots to your orders, you'll head to the orders page, select an order, select shipment actions, allocate shipment, and allocate. And now that lot will be assigned to this order. It'll display on the pick list. So if we go ahead and print out that pick list, so your team knows exactly which lot to pull from. Now, let's say I've shipped this order out, and then I find that there are some samples of this product that had a harmful ingredient that I now need to issue a recall for. We have a quick way where you can locate all orders with a specific lot ID by heading to Analytics, Reports, Orders by Lot. You can then enter that lot ID, run the report, and then contact those customers who received that product. Next, we'll talk about our warehouse management features. So you'll continue to have access to our barcode scanning features. This includes a few different workflows, but the most popular is our verify and print option. This allows for you to verify the products as you pack them into shipments and then initiate printing the labels for those shipments. Our barcode scanning capabilities can help you replace manual processes with easy scanning to also ensure that you get to the right items in every order. On the premium plan, you also have access to some robust mobile picking options. So you'll just need to have the mobile app installed and ensure that your users have the order picking permissions enabled. And then you can use those mobile picking options. So the mobile picking uses barcode scanning to confirm that each item is picked correctly. ShipStation will match the scanned value against the product SKU or UPC that you have in ShipStation. And then while your team is picking the orders, they can scan them and the app will confirm if the item is correct, both visually and with a sound. If the item is incorrect, they'll receive an error message and it'll also error out in a sound. So with this feature, you can ensure that your team can track that picking process as they're preparing the orders and also ensure that those items get picked correctly. So we do have a video from our product manager, Vidi, who walked through this. So I'll go ahead and run that now.
Hi everybody, today we are gonna go ahead and demo the new ShipStation mobile picking beta. So this is a great step moving forward. So no more printed pick lists, and now we can go digital and pick those to our mobile ShipStation app. So first we start under the awaiting shipment menu on the left side, and in there you're gonna notice a new column called picking status. So there's gonna introduce three new substatuses to track the progress while picking orders like ready to pick, picking, and picked. So we're going to go ahead and select a couple of orders here. We'll do those. Let's see. Okay. And then once you have select them, there's a button here called Ready to Pick. So once you do that, a couple of things will happen here. So it's creating a pick batch. And then from here, you can select the ship from location for these orders. We will create a batch name for you, or you can rename this. And this is what it will display on that batch on the mobile app. Once you click next, then it will check for order errors. This is also where if you have our inventory management feature, this is where a location for that inventory will happen. So if there are any errors with inventory, you will see them here. So we're going to go ahead and confirm, and we'll notice that the picking status changed to ready to pick. So we'll go ahead and go to the mobile app. We will see here that there's a new menu called pick. So we will tap on it, and you can see now my newly created batch with 3 orders and in the status of ready to pick. So the picker will come here and then tap the application, and then you will see a summary here of the items that are ready to pick. You can organize this either by location, item name, SKU. There's a couple of different settings that you can select here for the path to pick your orders. And then once they're ready, they'll click on start picking, and that will send them, if you have locations, to the first location. If we go ahead and refresh here, we will notice that that ready to pick status for those orders is now changed to picking. So we'll go ahead and say confirm location for this item. So if you have barcodes, you can scan the barcode. Any Android device with scanning capabilities, or any device on Android attached to a barcode like a handheld device will work. So in here, you can either scan UPC or SKU barcode, or if you want to verify manually, it will go ahead and verify all that amount for you. It will then send you to the next item. So we're going to go ahead and say, okay, confirm location. And then we'll go ahead and do a scan here. So one, if I select or scan the wrong thing, it will give you an error message. So we'll go 2, 3, and then it's good to go. So next location, so that it will move you to the next item. We'll go ahead and say, okay, confirm location. And then we'll go ahead and do again 1. And then again, let's say that I scanned the wrong item. It will give us that error. So the picker can always have that verification. Then we'll go ahead and finish it. The batch is complete. We can go back and either pick another batch, and we are done at that point. We can refresh our ShipStation page, and you will notice that the orders under the batch that we just picked are all in the picked status, and they are ready to get started with packing. Thank you very much for watching.
So, with the mobile app, you'll need to include that picking status column onto your orders page. So, if you don't have that picking status column, you can enable it by clicking the columns icon at the top right, and then head over to picking status and enable this column, and then click save. Again, this column will update. So right now, some of these orders are in ready to pick, which means that batch is ready and waiting for my pickers to start picking. Once they begin picking, this will update as they go. Now, let's switch gears and talk about analytics. So, when it comes to managing your business's finances, every decision counts, yet oftentimes your shipping costs are hiding in data that you may not be able to access or aren't able to access easily. So, ShipStation's analytics gives you that actionable insight right at your fingertips. Now, I'll quickly show you some of the available dashboards that you have access to, starting with carrier performance. My dashboards won't show as much detail as yours might because I haven't actually shipped my orders out, but just want to quickly talk about the available dashboards. On the carrier performance, you'll see a heat map here with all of your carriers' performance, so you can see where it's taking too long for your carriers to get to your customers. Along with that, you'll see each carrier's performance to be able to determine if they're meeting your service level agreements. Next, profitability optimization allows for you to track your shipping costs, revenue, and profit margins. So here you can instantly see where you're gaining or losing money to help you optimize your bottom line. Next, under sales and customers, you can understand which products are maybe selling best, also see your customers' purchasing habits, and see peak sales periods to strategically plan for future growth. Lastly, here, if you're using our mobile pick and pack feature, the warehouse performance dashboard will help you to gain insight into your fulfillment efficiency and your picker performance so you can enhance your team's accountability. On the premium plan, these reports are all customizable, so you can add fields and filter your data by any of the available options. To access the customizable versions, you'll click on the ellipses icon to open up the Explore from Here setting. From here, you can add fields or filter down your data by any of these options, which allows you to tailor your data to format it to align to your unique business requirements. Now, if you want to save this custom report, you can click on the gear icon, select Save, and save as a look. You can even schedule these reports to be sent to you via email by clicking Save and Schedule. And select the format that you want the file delivered in, as well as the delivery cadence and more. As a note here, only the admin user will be able to see these additional options. Next, we'll talk about the Shopify returns and exchanges feature. Now, we do have a separate recording and webinar that specifically walks through how to set this feature up from start to finish, really. So feel free to check that out. But I do just want to show you guys the customer experience and where you can access your settings. So I'm going to go ahead and head over to my Shopify store. So this is my Shopify store here. Again, with that returns feature, you'll be able to create that self-service return portal that you can display directly on your Shopify store. And you can also enable the option to offer exchanges too, rather than full refunds. So with this feature, I've gone ahead and added my returns portal link directly to my main menu here. So my customers can go directly to my website to request returns. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. And so here is what my returns portal looks like. All of these settings are customizable. You can change this image here and the wording here. I'm going to go ahead and log into my order. Now, again, this is the customer's experience. So, this is what your customer will see when they head to your returns portal. With this feature, you can offer exchanges. You can also offer incentives for your customers to choose an exchange rather than a full refund. And because I have some incentives enabled, this message pops up where my customers can learn what are the benefits to receiving an exchange or choosing an exchange rather than that full refund. Now, this isn't the only place that you'll see this. You'll see it here soon. But let's say I want to go ahead and return this item. So I'm going to select it, choose the return reasons. These are all customizable. And you also have the option for sub reasons. So additional details here. So I chose defective item. What was defective? It was stained. I can add additional notes. I have the option to upload photos here of my product that I need returned. So I'm going to skip. Now, because I have exchanges offered, my customers can choose to exchange with that same product, just a different variant. So here I have different sizes, but these variants, they all depend on how you have it set up in Shopify. So if you sell apparel, this might be colors, sizes, however you have it set up. You can also allow for your customers to exchange across the whole catalog. So the other items that you sell might be exchangeable or fully returned. Now, let's say I want to go ahead and return this one. I'm going to continue with that. Now, because I have those incentives, my customers are also seeing the benefits to exchanges here. So, some of those incentives can include waiving certain fees. So, I have a return processing fee that can be waived, a restocking fee. I can also receive bonus cash here. So, additional credit basically towards my next purchase. Do I want to exchange? I'm going to continue with the return here so you guys can continue to see this process. So I'm going to continue with my return. Here, I can also choose to shop more. So maybe buy additional items with my return, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. And then this is the other item that I ordered, but I don't want to return that one. So I'm going to continue. Enter the phone number here. Save changes. Now, here we have the return shipping option. So, in the back end, the default setting is for your customers to pay for the return shipment. So, whatever the cost is for shipping that return, your customers will incur that fee. You can either set a specific return service or kind of choose like that rate shopper option where the cheapest service is displayed to your customers. You can also set a flat fee for the return label as well. And if you're using the ShipStation carriers, we do have a no box, no label option. So instead of your customers having to print out the label, they'll instead receive a QR code where they can take to like a UPS store to get that return sent back to you. So those are some options you can enable. Now, here for this return, I am going to pay for the shipping cost, and there is an additional return processing fee. So, all in all, I'll have to pay an additional $6.86 for this return. Now, what'll happen when you confirm the request is I'm going to receive that return label, and then I'll be able to send my package and item back to the merchant. As the merchant in ShipStation, there is a returns page here at the top, and this is where you can go to track your returns. Now, I quickly want to talk about what each of these statuses mean. So, needs attention will display any returns that require manual intervention. Pending approval will display any returns that have been initiated but haven't been completed by the customer. Pending payment means that the return has been approved, but any additional fees have not been paid for. And completed means that these returns have been fully completed. For pending approval, you'll be able to see any requests that have been made. So you'll be able to track if this was a refund or an exchange, and then either approve the return or reject as needed. Now, if there was any additional fees, so here my customer still owes some money, your customer will then get an email with a payment link so they can finalize that request. As far as the settings in ShipStation to create that custom portal and enable exchanges, you'll find that in your selling channels. So head over to the settings page, head to selling channels, click on the three dotted icon next to your Shopify store and edit store details. Then head to the returns tab. You'll need to activate the feature first. Activating is a 3-step process. It involves authorizing the connection with your Shopify store, selecting that return service provider, and finally choosing the return location. That return location is based on your ship from location settings. So if you see any discrepancies with that, you'll just want to update your ship from location return settings. And then you'll be able to configure your return settings. So click on this link. So that's going to take you over to the return portal. Now, we do have a guide here that walks through all of the recommended steps when it comes to activating this return feature. You can also find those settings here on the left-hand tab under Configure, and set up these settings. Now, again, we do have a specific returns webinar that walks through most of these settings, but our product team has done a really great job building this feature out. So, all of these settings have additional notes and blurbs where you can learn a bit more about this setting and how to activate it. You can also take a look at our Help Center to learn a bit more about this feature and those specific settings. Lastly, I do want to mention that with your new plan, you also have access to our ShipStation phone support as well as chat and email. So you can find your available support options by clicking on the question mark icon at the top right hand corner of your account, and you'll be able to access your support options. Now, I know I threw a lot of information out to you, but I hope that you feel confident in knowing what you've unlocked by subscribing to the premium plan and feel comfortable to begin implementing some of these features into your current workflow. Now, to recap what we walked through, you can achieve significant savings with our Rate Shopper feature, maintain perfect accuracy across your channels with our advanced inventory features, and boost your fulfillment efficiency with our mobile picking and other warehouse management tools. Your new plan is designed to run a smoother, more profitable, and scalable operation. Now, remember, you do have access to our dedicated ShipStation support, which you can find by clicking on that question mark icon at the top right of your account. But ultimately, we're excited for you to start leveraging these tools and really transform your business. So, thank you again for watching.